Hello, friends. A very warm welcome to Ansarkari in another episode where we are taking up 2013 UPSC Mains Economic Options Paper 2 questions. We are here discussing two questions. Goal is to bring very critical in a very brevity and also in such a consolidated form, which can help us to learn further and also to write in examination as per demand of the question. Let's see whether demand is met or not, and if not, what more we can do, and if yes, then what more also we can do. The question is simply saying write on drain theory as developed by Dadabhai. Not asking you must write that what is their drain theory as such, but then it is also the question may also entertain certain events, certain ideas which Dadabhai Naoroji practiced and which helped him to develop the drain theory as such. And then second part is saying how it is explaining sustained poverty during the British rule. So two aspects are there, three aspects in fact. How drain theory got developed, his speeches, his ideas, and then vernacular newspaper, everything was telling, and then quantifying it through our exports are our handicrafts and our cotton exports were dwindling, and then people were getting into tenant farming, I should say, and then at the same time there is a sustained landlessness, there is a sustained poverty, there is an increased debt. So Dadabhai Naoroji is actually witnessing everything, and then British is claiming to develop India, but at the same time there are recurring famines. So Dadabhai Naoroji was very surprised that what is happening, and that is why he is able to explain drain theory. That it is drain, जा रहा है, आ नहीं रहा है. He was able to understand through a period of 20 years or more so. So let's start. Drain theory was postulated by Dadabhai Naoroji in his book Poverty and British Rule in India for the first time in 1901, which pushed India into vicious poverty cycle. Correct. So he is actually talking about last 30 years or so of before the book is coming up actually. The drain of wealth constituted 12 million per year in the following form: deindustrialization of cottage handicraft, which left 10% of population unemployed; forced commercialization of agriculture, exploited farmer, exorbitantly high land revenue demand; Indigo, Bihar, opium, Bengal, cotton, Bombay became hubs of non-food cultivation. Very good. Skyrocketing of policies of food grains, which, when purchasing power and income falling, led to deaths and starvation. Famines of 1770s and 1943, Bengal famine. Okay. As a result, rural indebtedness spiral became vicious cycle of poverty. Poverty increased from 10% in 1802 to 50% by 1941. Biased one-sided free trade, Indian exports faced very heavy duty tariffs and import freely entered uh, factory good that is coming in India. Crippled industrialization in infancy and losses ballooned, which caused 153 enterprises shut down. I think very good points. Home charges constitute 40% of annual budget. Therefore, India started from scratch from 1947. So I think when we are coming to conclusion, I think points are very beautifully illustrating. So only the first part when we started it, we could have used one word only, that Dadabhai Naoroji through his research could identify, and then all these points are coming up, and then when we are concluding it, because conclusion comes little abruptly over here because we had put up all points. So I agree that one can bring that India to scratch from 1947, but then how he was able to explain sustained poverty. So one line from Dadabhai Naoroji only, and then I think it's done. So little cosmetic point only. Otherwise, as far as content is concerned, and as far as categorization is concerned, it is very comprehensive, very uh, you know uh, very fact and also data oriented. It is heavy, so I think it is fairly well addressed, and it is not a story kind of thing. It is very much data based. I think good job. Mixed economy is an outcome of the compromise between laissez-faire capitalism and socialist state control of resources. Very beautiful question. Checking a fundamental understanding of a candidate. That is everything. Everything has to be visualized from 1947 to 1990s, and then from 1990s till now. and then you have to, or either you have to talk about half of the question, how mixed economy today also it is mixed economy in one way, because our Indian capitalist model is a very very unique model. So let's see. Indian economy is a perfect example of balanced mix of socialism and capitalism working in symbolic relation, as stated by Dr. V.K.R. Rao. Post-independence 1947-99 phase planned economy with 5-year plans formulated by Planning Commission states the key role by public sectors and heavy industries. Nationalization of private sector banks in 1969 showcases the stabilizing effect of financial sector growth, and obviously money was put into the public services. Heavy industries as planned by PC Mohandas were completely under state control, like and railways and iron and steel. Land reforms and redistribution of land was targeted by socialist policy to reduce inequality, whereas post-liberalization, LPG reforms of 1991 were both need and necessity of the time that more openly welcomed private sector in India. FDI liberalized, yet government route 2 remained open, for example, Samsung in Uttar Pradesh. PPP was not compromised, but collaborative model that unleashed growth, for example, BOT in an HI's road expansion. India, being the largest democracy and fastest growing economy, uses a proportional mix of to ultimately maximize welfare and growth. So I think here also we have raised the bar. We have been able to come up with a very very beautiful idea. But then one or two lines, or you can say one or two elements, when we are saying mixed economy. So you rightly said in the beginning that it is a mix of both the both the private and the public sector. Like if I go back to the question, because the second part of the question is saying, like elaborate and then mention its salient features. So all these are features only, and you know we could have gone into one or two micro salient features. For example, welfare oriented intervention is there, subsidies for farmers, all these things are also part of, they are also part of the mixed economy, or you can say a kind of a economic model. So I think one and half layers are very much visible, and I think we have done well. So for example, in point one, planned economy, one sub point could have been there. In second, itself is an example. Nationalization of private sector is an example, but not just banks. You could have said nationalization is a salient feature. Nationalization of resources have been a salient feature. In fact, disinvestment is also a salient feature in post liberalization.
Yes, sir.
So both of them you could have picked up, indicating heavy industries were completely under state control. So agreed when we say completely, but today we have Jindal, we have Tata, we have a lot of big groups. Land reforms is also perfect. Then post liberalization also you have put up like that LPG. So I think fairly enough ideas are very much coming. So salient feature, again you could have written over at the top also the following are the salient features, and same thing would remain. So you know to showcase, it is very important to be serious, but then when it comes to market, it is important to showcase also that you are serious. So that's the whole thing I'm saying. But I think if a very good experiment and a lot of wonderful ideas are coming up, because when it is saying it's a compromise of laissez-faire and socialism, then India being a parliamentary form of democracy, we have a budget. We have something called annual financial statement. So we allocate certain amount of resources to certain objective. तो वो वाला बस थोड़ा सा एलिमेंट है, बाकी तो आई थिंक फेयरली डन. इट्स अ गुड अप्रोच, और पहले से हमारा लाइट हुआ है, और भी
जी सर.
बस डेटा भी उठा है. बस वो वाला जो भी मैं आपको बताने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, अगर आप उसको खुद समराइज कर देंगे तो आप बोल पाएंगे.
जी सर, वही जो एक दो बड़े एलिमेंट जैसे आपने बजट बोला तो वो होना चाहिए, और जैसे सेलियंट फीचर्स वाला एक सब हेडिंग होनी चाहिए टू
होनी
शोकेस
चाहिए
की.
क्योंकि
हाँ.
वो, हाँ नहीं है, ये सारे सिलेंट फीचर ही.
हाँ, फीचर्स ही
नेशनलाइजेशन सिलेंट,
मेंशन होना चाहिए क्योंकि क्वेश्चन में वो
बट देन आप उसको बोलेंगे नहीं तो उसको लगेगा, मतलब वो
हाँ.
बोलेगा कि
हाँ.
labeling. Basically I'm
जी.
talking about labeling.
हम्म.
If you would have said salient feature, so one salient feature is that our mixed economy continued. अगर ऐसा ही था तो आप शुरू में कर दीजिए, और mixed economy use a 5-year plans model.
जी.
But now it is more जैसे हम यूज करते हैं वर्ड इंडिकेटिव प्लानिंग, सेंट्रलाइज प्लानिंग, वो वाली वर्ड की बात है.
जी.
तो
हम्म,
हम क्या अभी कर रहे हैं, वो एक ही दो लाइनों में हो गया, वो वहीं खत्म कर दिया।
हाँ जी।
फिर हमें ये बोलने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी कि पोस्ट लिबरलाइजेशन में अलग से ऐसा हुआ।
हम्म।
हम एक ही पॉइंट में भी दोनों को कर, फिर हम हैवी इंडस्ट्रीज में भी ऐसे ही कर सकते हैं कि भाई
जी।
हैवी इंडस्ट्रीज रेगुलेटेड, बट नाउ
हम्म।
जैसे अभी इसरो इसरो खुद बोल रहा है कि हमारी इकोनॉमी में ये पॉसिबल है, मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी मॉडल में।
हम्म।
इसरो वांट्स कि जो ऑपरेशनल पार्ट है कैपेबल प्राइवेट प्लेयर्स को दे दिया जाए।
हम्म।
We should get into deep into R&D and big big things.
जी।
ऑपरेशन में क्या, ऑपरेशन ड्यू टू स्टार्टअप्स।
हम्म।
तो आप बिग, फिर जैसे ही हुई है कंज्यूमर गुड्स, जैसे अभी आपने सैमसंग का बोला, तो उसके साथ साथ आप स्टार्टअप भी बोल सकते हो।
जी।
मतलब वही तो मिक्स, अभी भी मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी है ना, वी आर ए मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी।
हाँ जी।
तो आपको फेयरली वही बात बोलनी थी कि मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी ही है हम, लेकिन
हम्म,
मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी में फिर ये कैरेक्टर कैरेक्टर चेंज हुआ
हाँ जी।
है
हम्म।
मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी। तो क्यों है, क्योंकि अभी वर्ल्ड का लार्जेस्ट फूड राशन हमारा है, वर्ल्ड का लार्जेस्ट फूड एमजी नरेगा हमारा है, नेशनल फूड सिक्योरिटी हमारा, मतलब इतने बड़े बड़े प्रोग्राम हम चला रहे हैं।
हम्म।
आयुष्मान भारत,
हाँ जी सर।
तो सरकार ही कर रही है ये पूरा।
हम्म।
देन इन एग्रीकल्चर, तो ये बात, ये जो मैंने तीन चार बातें बोली, ये आप साथ में घुसा देते,
जी।
तो फिर वो मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी।
हम्म।
क्योंकि मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी के हमें उस पर अंडरस्टैंडिंग पे जाना है, व्हाट इज मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी। हम
जी।
कैपिटलिस्ट क्यों नहीं।
हम्म।
तो अभी भी नहीं है ना फुल अकाउंट कर, फुल मतलब फुल अकाउंट, वो तो कैपिटल अकाउंट कन्वर्टेबिलिटी तो अभी भी नहीं है।
जी।
फुल्ली कन्वर्टेबिलिटी ऑफ रुपया आई शुड से, वो तो है नहीं ना।
हम्म।
तो हम इसलिए मिक्स हैं। और क्योंकि क्योंकि हम एफडीआई को भी इनवाइट करते हैं, क्योंकि हम रूल ऑफ लॉ को फॉलो कर रहे हैं, डब्ल्यूटीओ को फॉलो कर रहे हैं, तो हम जो है वेस्टर्न मॉडल की तरह भी हो गए।
हम्म।
तो ये जो लेयर है, सेकंड लेयर, ये आ जानी चाहिए।
हाँ जी। जी सर।
सो we will try to bring as many elements and as clearly and as comprehensively as possible. That is the goal, so that we can be proud of the performance which brings success. Thank you very much for being with and working in different programs on Ansarkari.